Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Stormybman Live for this Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. This is number 20 in the series of Stormybman Lives, where I try to present an opportunity to have a discussion regarding the sport of boxing, sometimes very specific topics. And this evening, there's a few that we would like to go through, but I am also leaning on the opportunity for some participants on the panel. So I've put out some feelers to see if we will get some responses. I may even drop a link into the chat for some of the fam if they want to come aboard and participate. We've been seeing a great deal of situations take place where the sport isn't moving forward in a progressive manner because we're seeing a lot of stagnant lack of activity, and that's due to titleists and contenders and pretenders alike. Social media has seemingly taken a front seat center stage, kind of leapfrogging ahead of all principalities that are significant and important for the sport. And for the sake of that, some are very content with it being just like that. And followers and supporters of the sport have been heavily influenced to not even clamor for what they truly desire in their hearts, but feeling that they have to take a side of where they stand and what they're going to stand solidly and show support for, as opposed to just wanting to see the sport progress. Corruption is at an all-time high by not only the participants who have openly on occasions mentioned that they're going out to steal more money, to promoters who will tell you there's no money in that fight. Nobody's going to pay to see it. They're just going to steal it anyway. Funny how we've heard that. They're just going to steal it anyway, but they seemingly give us a pay-per-view every damn month now. What the hell is really going on? But you see, this is what I'm talking about, the corruption. To the judges who no longer show any ethics when judging fights. Everything now seems to be agenda-based and angled. And the referees who seemingly decide on the spot when to impose rules, penalize infractions. Forget other times that there are rules that can be implemented, such as standing 8 counts, willingly to dive in and stop a fight too soon, and on occasion, let fights go on a little too long. Refusing to stop fights when injuries and cuts have occurred. For certain favored fighters, and then all at the same time, stopping the fight when it's just a mere abrasion. We're seeing it all, man. We're seeing it all. And I just thought I would open things up for a discussion this evening on a lot of it. It's really a cluster, you know what, when it comes down to these items. And you know, I have my own way of articulating things, but at the same time, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been spoken on. But we have people who seemingly every day are going out of their way to keep this ship sailing, keep it afloat above these rough seas of boxing. Yeah. Let's see who we got in the building this evening. We got Flawless Mentality and Black Excellence, hosted by Dr. Mark in the building, saying blessings to the God, the Sensei Stormy, my brother of elevation, fam, and the gods and beautiful goddesses of the mighty LDBC Tuesday Night Tussle Boxing family. We got J-Rod Easy Bank in the building. Is that J-Rod, the telephone man? I don't know. Is it? Is that J-Rod, the telephone man? I'd like to find out if that's who that is. Because J-Rod hasn't been around the channel in a long time. And I think he had put me down or something. So I don't know. Universal Truth is out there saying salute Sensei with those channel emojis. We appreciate that Universal Truth with the channel emojis. William Old School is in the building this evening. How you doing, William? I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you big time being out there. Hope everything's going okay for you, William. I know you've been having some rough seas yourself. Ratchet since 91 in the building. Saying salute Stormy in chat. Yeah. We got Jose Diaz out there saying salute everybody. Hope everybody's night. Okay. A condo is in the building. Saying my great brother, the Sensei. What's happening with you, a condo? Good to see you out there this evening. Dr. Mark, I sent you a link, bro. If you check your email, I sent you a link. You can join this evening if you are up for it. I know you kind of be on the move sometimes, so you might not be where you can do that. Then again, you may. I don't know, but it's out there. $704 Joe has just popped into the building. What's good with you? B-Mac is out there. What's happening? Good to see you guys coming in like that, greeting each other. Yeah. Derek Gaines out there. What's happening with you, Derek? Good to see you. You know, one of the things I want to start off with is the talk and the buzz around Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, for the most part, this young man has developed a solid following for his ring accomplishments. But as of recent, he has incurred a great deal of negative press and promotion. And it's all simply because That social media thing has gotten out in front of him. When the promoters were doing the talking and he was only doing the fighting, that was fine. But then he began to talk. And he also began to display that there were maybe some in-house issues between he and the promoters, which left him vulnerable. And in the meantime, fights were happening. And the fights that he could be a part of were not happening. In other words, the opponents, the people, the challenges and challengers that people would like to see him face, deals were not being discussed, were not being made a priority. All the while we were being told he's a star. Well, there's one principle about being a star that his people have forgotten. And that's simply that stars have to perform. Sometimes you can perform in front of a packed house. Other times, people will razz you and boo you. Maybe you didn't hit the right note. Maybe they didn't like your outfit. Maybe they didn't like who you brought to the dance. But with a proper ear to the ground, you have to be able to touch the people. That's important. And when you begin to despise the people, ridicule the people, they're the ones that buy your tickets, bro. And though your record reads clean at a 29-0 with 27 KOs rating, boxing is a what have you done for lately sport. And being in the local police blotter and courtrooms, and again, on social media pages, but people are not seeing you against other qualifying stars, people are going to get restless and they're going to come at you. They get tired of the circus and they want to see a good show. That's just like at the movies, right? You can enjoy a comedy, even a rom-com, sometimes even a scary feature. But at some point, you want to see some stuff blown up. Some weapons fired, huh? Chases, action, combat, punches thrown. Isn't that a lot like boxing? People want to see fire, bro. And for a person who doesn't speak that well to begin with, the last thing we need is social media, beef, threats. We just want to see you in the ring with somebody good. That's what we want to see. There are about 3 or 4 names out there that the people wouldn't mind. But ironically, none of their names roll off your tongue when you do speak. Their names are not at the end of your tweets and social media posts and threats. And what's more is you're older than most of these guys. There might be one who's right at your age or might be a year older. It's time to do something. It's time to bring fire to the people. There's a young man by the name of Frank Martin out of Detroit, Michigan. He's currently 18-0 with 12 KOs. Nicknamed the Ghost, Frank has performed well enough for his name to have made the papers. The challenge for title papers. Funny how Tank doesn't talk about this young man. And that's not to say that, oh, he's a threat, but he's one of the fighters out there. He's the same age as Tank, a couple of inches taller, southpaw like Tank. He has a following. People want to see him. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with putting on something that the people want to see? But see, again, as I said earlier, these promoters, the corrupt ones, they say things like, oh, there's no money in that fight. Oh, nobody wants to see that. No, you don't want to see that. Especially when all your eggs are in one basket. And you don't want to drop that basket. Because you might have a mess of yolk on your hand. But that's what you need to do. That's what boxing is about. Mm-hmm. (704) Joe says they box on Twitter. Yeah. Virtual boxing. I'd rather pull out my Knockout Kings video game or Fight Night, huh? Far more entertaining than what these guys are doing today. But this is what we get. There's a fighter by the name of William Zepeda. He's a southpaw from Mexico. His record is 29-0 with 25 KOs. He's a southpaw, as I said, 5'9", 69.5-inch reach. Mr. Zepeda is an active fighter. And when I say active, I'm not talking about multiple fights. But when he's in the ring, he throws a lot of punches. Now, ethnic-wise, he fits the bill for Tank. But that's another name that has never made it to Tank's Twitter fingers or his handlers. Because Mr. Zepeda presents a threat. He's 27 years old. Now, is Stormy implying that he'll beat Tank Davis? No. But he's a competitive fighter that's out there. His next fight is coming up March 16th against Maxie Hughes. The same Maxie Hughes who last year faced George Kambosos Jr. in a fight where he lost a majority decision, and many people felt that he defeated George Kambosos Jr. Mr. Hughes, whose record is 26-6 with 2 draws, has only 5 KOs on his record. But Zepeda found him before Tank's people did. The irony is, being another southpaw from the UK and a little bit older at 33, Mr. Maxie Hughes, nicknamed Maximus, was available. And in that fight that he fought last year, July 2023, when he lost that majority decision to Kambosos, Kambosos, off of that decision, is now set to face an old nemesis who has chased Tank Davis down to no avail, Vasyl Lomachenko. Mr. Kambosos, a former unified champion after defeating Teofimo Lopez in November of 2021 at Madison Square Garden, no less. Mr. Lopez, the ferocious one, is now 21-2 with 10 KOs. He's an orthodox fighter from Australia. He's 30 years of age. Tank's people never even sought out George. Do you realize in his last 4 fights, four out of 5, let me say, Kambosos' current track record is better than Tank Davis. Going back to that win over Teofimo in 2021, after that, he fought Devin Haney twice, a man that Tank seemingly loves to get into social media war of words, but never to get in the ring. And now This coming May, he'll be in there with Vasyl Lomachenko. So what that means is Lopez, Haney twice, and Lomachenko. That's a top 5 over his past 5 fights. Well, what is Tank doing? I gave you 4 names already without even mentioning someone like Shakur Stevenson, Frank Martin, William Cepeda, George Kambosos, Vasyl Lomachenko. But Tank has dined on the likes of Ryan Garcia, Hector Luis Garcia, Rolly Romero, Isaac Cruz, and Mario Barrios over his past 5 fights. Do you see something different there as far as levels? It can't be denied. But the writing is right there on the wall. I don't say these things to be picking on Tank Davis. I don't. But I say it as an example of where we see the state of boxing, where someone whose name holds the might and the weight like Davis's name does, he should be clearing things out, people. Let's not forget that he never did fight Gary Russell Jr., Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Didn't fight him. And now his brothers have come up to the point that they could be challenging Tank as well. This is ridiculous. Devin Haney has come, landed, planted a flag, and departed. He is now seeking out other dragons to slay, as so he should. There are people still clamoring. I still want to see that fight. I don't care. There's plenty for Tank to dine on, just as there's plenty for Devin to dine on. Are you listening, Teofimo? Yeah. But think about that while we move right on into Teofimo. You know, every circus has to have a clown and a ringmaster, as you see depicted here in this photo. Teofimo, who's 26 years of age now. He's an orthodox fighter, stands 5'8", and is campaigning in the junior welterweight division because the welterweight division just got a little too hot for him. I could hear Nelly playing in the background. And so could he. And he'd be dancing to the beat. But his record of 20-1 with 13 KOs see he as a fish out of water at 140 because he's not a strong 140. 135 is his division. Only a fighter not committed to training diligently would depart where he was, or someone who had no interest in competing with those dragons that were down there. Yeah, we're seeing it, man. That fight in 2021, November, at Madison Square Garden, where he was down in the first round against Kambosos Jr., saw him lose a split decision because he put Kambosos down late in the fight himself. He was cut really bad and fought horribly. He fought as if he didn't have a game plan that night. And the split decision in which he thought he won the fight, he was still doing his famous ring flip after the fight, even though he lost. The macabre, the absurd after the fight happened when Kambosos said, "Hey, I'll give you a rematch. We could do this again." I don't think Teofimo has mentioned Kambosos' name since that promotion. Why not? I thought it was the takeover. You see, these guys, even when they lose today, they don't want to even get the get back. They don't even want to challenge themselves, to learn, to overcome. So why are we calling them stars if they can't be seen amongst the heavens? More like speed bumps. You ever been riding down the street and you hit something in the road and you say, "Damn, what was that?" But this man and his dad have done so much talking, and I've heard his dad had to pay for a little bit of talking. But the walls are closing in because there is a host of young talent on the move. And something tells me that some of this young talent that's on the move do not offer the same disposition, the same mindset that some of these current titleists that I've been speaking about thus far seem to possess. Yeah. Take that young man, young prospect, 12-0 with 10 KOs. Abdullah Mason, 19 years of age, 5'9" with a 74-inch reach, a southpaw. Lightning in a bottle. And guess what? Because he's 19, and he's fighting at lightweight presently. He'll be where Teofimo is in no time. So where will Teofimo go? You can only call out Terrence Crawford, who's probably not going to fight at 147 again. You can continue to try to play that game that you're chasing that dragon. No, you're not going to catch that dog. But there's a dog catcher coming your way, Mr. Fakeover. And there are others. Mainly the young man who happened to put paws on your paw. Huh? The businessman. Huh? Keyshawn Davis. 10-0, 7 KOs. His last fight was a 6-round stoppage of Jose Pedraza. Yeah. Now, Keyshawn is an orthodox fighter, and he's 24. But he called you out after the fight. After his fight and after your fight. Because y'all fought on the same venue on the same night. But as far as I can recall, T.O. Jr., the last time y'all were close to each other, outside of you calling the cops to help you get away from Keyshawn back there in the dressing room and everything, that's a whole nother story. On that dais, you were sitting there with a book in your hand talking about, I ain't got no problem with you, brother. Yes, you do. One N-word too many, huh? And Keyshawn want to make you feel what your pops felt, huh? Yeah. You gonna learn today. Yeah. Why you don't want to avenge your pops, huh? Why you don't want to avenge against Kambosos Jr., huh? Why didn't you want to give Vasila a rematch? What is this thing about avoiding? It's time for you to face the music, brother. You and your pops, huh? Yeah. See, boxing is the only place where the real deal will go down. And they don't call the cops until it's all over with. But inside those 3 minutes, you're all theirs, huh? Yeah. Fake calling out Sabril Matias, knowing that the man had hand injuries that he's recovering from. Let's fight within 30 days and this and that, all bold and brazen and just chest stuck out. The same chest, huh? That 704 Joe says, but his lungs exploded, huh? Yeah. Chump. One N-word too many, huh? And you done told too much. You done told too much of the behind the scenes stuff, huh? I wish I had a soundboard to play my brother Drew Titan's clip of Bob Arum saying, shut the you know what up because that was T.O. talking, and Bob was saying that at that moment when he was running his mouth. Huh? Yeah. But he wasn't going to re-sign with Top Rank because they had too many N-words over there that they favored promoting and everything. But he's right back in the saddle again. But when he cried and complained that he had to mull over signing with the devil to fight Jermaine Ortiz, in a fight that they gave him a decision that he didn't earn, but everybody else is given favor. I think that he's been given one favor too many, huh? Maybe something like 3 in a row now. Yeah. Ortiz, Sandor Martin, Pedro Campa, fights all razor thin, so thin that his ass was so chafed after his dad had to rub some baby oil on him, huh? Yeah. But see, these are the kind of things that we see and don't complain about enough. Salute to the brother Eric Jordan out there in that super chat. He says, both of the Teofimo Lopez's are lightweight. They have no weight. Eric Jordan, they have no weight. But it's time for them to wait in line for the proverbial ass whipping that's due. And that bill always gets paid. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah. Jose Diaz, protected. Exactly. Salute to Universal Truth out there in the super chat. The $5 holler. We appreciate you, Universal. Thank you, brother. Stop me when I have told you some lies. You can't. There's something wrong here, people. There's something wrong. And it's fitting right into that little round hole of corruption in the sport of boxing. Yeah. It's there. Coming up March 8th, Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi. Anthony Joshua, AJ, will be taking on Francis Ngannou. This is a fight in the heavyweight division that will see Joshua taking on a greater threat than he may have anticipated. Seeing that Deontay Wilder was not successful in the fight against Joseph Parker, a heavy burden was lifted from Joshua, who seemingly didn't want the Wilder fight to begin with. And though Hearn spoke feverishly about Filip Hrgović possibly being next after the destruction of Otto Wallin, they pulled Ngannou's name out of the hat. An interesting move, because Ngannou's coming off of a decision loss to Tyson Fury, where he had the WBC champion on the canvas early in the fight and boxed far better than many thought he may, including the Fury camp, which led to the Fury fight against Usyk being pushed back, even though it's been pushed back a second time due to a cut in Fury's training and preparation for Usyk. Now, I don't like the fact that Ngannou has been able to leapfrog over all the other contending heavyweights. But this fight should go the way that people thought the Fury Ngannou fight may go. But lo and behold, I saw the face-off between these two. It was released yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Francis Ngannou is looking at Joshua as if he's no big deal at all. And I find that kind of interesting, because I don't think it's about he not respecting Joshua's boxing ability. Joshua is an accomplished heavyweight, two-time champion, Olympic medalist. But I think that Ngannou is focused more on Joshua's character, his fighting spirit, or lack thereof. You know, predators can see weaknesses in their prey. I totally believe that's the case here. I totally believe that's the case. If you haven't seen their face-off, go check it out. Ngannou is sitting right across this man, speaking eloquently and confidently. And Joshua is looking at him, trying to maintain some semblance of confidence and stability. But I can read that like a novel. It's not there, people. It's not. Salute to my brother, 78 Sports TV out there. I see you out there, bro. How you doing this evening? The General. Yeah. See, I liken it to Ngannou being able to reach into AJ's chest and pull his heart out and hold it in the palm of his hand. Some men just happen to be built differently. AJ is definitely a better boxer than Ngannou. He should win this boxing match. But if it is something that'll come down to trial, if it is something that'll come down to having to test the lake of fortitude, there may be some revelations taking place. It's very interesting that they, with this fight poster that they made, Ngannou look like World Breaker Hulk or something. And if you look at that little pencil neck that AJ got on this poster, listen, man. Better pack it in, man. I got a feeling that AJ gonna land right in Eddie Hearn's lap. Yeah. Doo-doo stains and all in them white trunks he liked to wear. Because, listen, man, Tyson Fury threw an elbow. You know how they talk about the Superman punch? He threw a Superman elbow at Ngannou, and the dude didn't even blink. Man, they praised AJ's performance over Otto Wallin, who, when the bell rang for the first round, fought like he had diarrhea or something, and he was trying to keep his butt cheeks clenched so no poo would flow out. That's exactly how he fought. No gumption, no initiative, no assertion. And they praised AJ for it. Oh, this is the best. AJ is back. In this fight, he might be on his back. And see, that's the worst part of it all. If Ngannou beats him up, I ain't even talking about knock him out. But if he beats him up and AJ goes on to get a gift decision, which it would more than likely be the case, but he gets beaten up, irreparable damage, people. Irreparable. That's what it'll be. I can see it. It ain't supposed to happen, but it does. You can't keep playing with matches, huh? And something don't get set ablaze. And in this instance, it may be AJ's ass, huh? Yeah. My brother, the General, if you're still out there, check your email, bro. Check your email. Because this right here, they've been putting on this stuff making money and paying out money and ripping off the sport of boxing, knowing damn well this should be AJ and Philippe Hergovic. But there's a reason. You keep playing with fire, your ass gonna get burned. And don't forget, this poster seems to have like embers, fire burning in the backdrop. Huh? And whose name is in red, huh? Y'all don't see the signs, huh? Boy, I tell you. It is something to take note of. Derek James. Yeah, okay. Jimmy Bernard says, I wonder if AJ lose, would he go back to Derek James? No, he can't do that. He can't do that. Even though Derek James would probably be stupid enough to let him back. But they want to give Ben Davis all the credit, huh? Ben Davis has got AJ on the right track. He has reinvigorated the sleeping lion, huh? Trainer extraordinaire, huh? Ben Davis. You don't get all the way the hell up out of here with that BS. But this is what we've come to. And I know I cooked for a minute on Tank, but I told no lies. I laid out the landscape of about 5 guys that he could be facing. Not named Devin Haney, huh? I talked about Teofimo Lopez, Senior and Junior, on the Ass Whooping Express. I put this information out there because it's true, tried and true. Some may like it, some may not care for it at all. But put your feelings on a piece of paper, write them out, sign it, fold that paper up real nice and tight and small, and take those thoughts and stick them in your butthole with the rest of the shit. And when you're ready to have a BM, go sit over the toilet. Because that's what Stormy think about that. Yeah. These fights on the zone tonight have been all mismatches. It remains to be seen, but it is what it is. It's funny how that hour goes by so fast, man. I had about 4 more subjects to talk about, but maybe I could get it another evening. None of the emails that I sent out, nobody was available to join me tonight. But as you see, it didn't stop my flow. Stormy just went on into things as if they were preordained. So, that's how we do things. We just keep it moving around here. In the meantime, let's hear from my brother, the Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. Better get you some of that Stormybman merchandise, man, while it's hot, man. Get it while it's hot. And for those of you athletes out there, invest in the focus ball. It will help you with your reflexes and timing, movement overall. That's what it's for. Yeah. Jimmy Bernard says, Sensei, I saw a DAZN fight a couple of months ago. They were having a tag team boxing match. 2 fighters in one corner and the other 2. It was foolishness. I turned that crap off. You should have. You should have canceled the subscription after that. I'm glad I didn't see that foolishness. I'm glad I didn't see it. It's like they just flinging anything at the wall that'll see what will stick, huh? And all they ending up with is a shitty wall of boxing. Yeah. That's all that is, man. Straight up foolishness. You know, I'll call foolishness in a minute. Yeah. But we're going to get ready to get on out of here, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that came out. The super chatters for this evening. Much appreciated. I'm sorry I didn't have some others that joined me on the panel for the discussion this evening, but that's okay. Because, you know, Stormy is adept at holding his own court, and that's all fine. But they could never say I didn't open it up for them. So, you know, people find time to do the things that they really want to do. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. Hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back next Tuesday for another Tuesday tussle. In the meantime, peace to everybody. And shout out to the mighty LDBC. We're gone.
What do you think of Negroes?
As good as any white man.